So good evening and welcome to the 2023 State of the City Address. I am grateful for your attendance and want to especially thank you for being here to support me in this address. To my husband, Eric, thank you for being my rock and giving me the support to do what I do. I am excited to stand before you tonight and share with you the work that is being done in the city. We have had many successes, reached and surpassed many goals, found opportunities for improvement, and put plans in place to continue moving our great city forward. Our Common Council is more diverse than it has ever been and is truly representative of the full fabric of our community, from race to gender, sexual orientation, age, and experience. With this diversity, as we work to ensure equity and inclusion, as many voices and experiences as possible are heard, which helps us to make the decisions that are best for the entire city and all of its residents. Deputy Mayor Riley was an educator and union representative. She is the liaison to our Senior Citizen Committee. She has led the council in our efforts to bring PLAs to the city, ensure we have apprentice programs, and brought the trades to our school college fairs so our students can see that there are other alternatives to college if college isn't their path. The importance and support of unions is important to our city and council. My father was a union member, which allowed him to provide for our family, send us to college, and retire comfortably and enjoy his senior years. We want others to have those same opportunities. Councilwoman Talbot works hard to protect our environment and works as our liaison to our Conservation Advisory Board. She was instrumental in passing our natural resource inventory, our tree ordinance, and keeps us updated on the decommissioning of Indian Point. Thank you, Councilwoman. Councilman Fernandez knows every road and street in the city and has been focused on the cleanup of our parks, brooks, and streams, and spearheaded the grant for the Depew Park. He is the liaison to our police and fire departments. Councilman Douglas brings us years of experience in planning. He has served on the Peekskill Housing Authority Board and the Westchester County Planning Board. Councilman Scott shares his passion for health, community, and generational wealth. It is important to him and this council that anyone who wants to own a home should have that opportunity. Home ownership is the gateway to generational wealth. He serves as the liaison to our Parks Advisory Board, and he's currently working to bring open gyms to our parks that would serve people of all ages. Councilman Fassett is the liaison to our Business Improvement District Board. He brings his experience in lighting, entrepreneurship, processes, procedures, and project management to the table. Council, please stand. You are my friends and colleagues. Your partnership, hard work, and dedication to this community do not go unnoticed. Thank you for all that you do. I would like to now acknowledge our dignitaries, elected officials, judges, and partners. These individuals touch our city in their own ways and are certainly pieces of fabric that are sewn together to make us a whole community. City Court Judge, Honorable Reginald Johnson. The Honorable Lizette Fernandez. County Executive George Latimer. Deputy County Executive Ken Jenkins. County Legislators Catherine Borger and County Legislator Colin Smith. Senator Pete Harcum. Former Assemblywoman Sandy Galiff. Assemblywoman Dana Levenberg. Former Congressman Mondaire Jones. Congressman Mike Lawler. Our U.S. Senator Chuck Schumer. And Steve Polis, representing U.S. Senator Kirsten Gillibrand. Our school board members, School Board Member Pamela Johnson. Our Superintendent of Schools, Dr. David Mauricio. Our community partners, Stacy Petrower and Ellen Bloom from New York Presbyterian Hudson Valley Hospital. Bill Powers and Cynthia Neville from the Peekskill Bid. Carol Bossi from the Hudson Valley Gateway Chamber of Commerce. Sun River Health. Cynthia Knox of Fred's Pantry and Chop. Sherry Mayo of Westchester Community College. The Peekskill NAACP. New Era Creative. Peekskill Library. Arts 10566. Karen Faulkner and Annette Curlow of Inner Being Yoga. And all of our churches and religious organizations in the city, I greet you. Next slide. The next person I'd like to acknowledge is Matt Alexander, our city manager. I want to thank this Common Council for having the insight to choose Mr. Alexander as our city manager. Hands down, he was the right choice for Peekskill, and I am so fortunate to have the opportunity to work with him. He is a strategic thinker, a problem solver. He has a strong financial background and knows the ins and outs of sourcing funding. He is dedicated to not only the residents of this city, but to the entire staff in the city of Peekskill. And what amazes me most is that he gets it all done with a smile on his face and with a roar of laughter that I am sure comes from the bottom of his feet. Last year, I and the council put together a council vision for the city and presented it to Matt. It included things like the Mayor's Downtown Initiative, making Peekskill more walkable, improvements to the Paramount, moving the DRI process forward, community policing, addressing quality of life issues, and something that was extremely important to me, investing in our workforce. Matt took this vision seriously, and I'm excited to share with you this evening where we are in this vision. I can say that the city is in good hands under the leadership of Matt Alexander. Matt is supported by a strong team of department heads. Joanna Duncan in Human Resources, Ian Friedman in Planning, Tuesday McDonald in the Youth Bureau, Nick Ciceri in the Building Department, Dave Rambo in our Water Department, Chris Gross in our DPW, Chief Leo Deluski in the Police Department, Kim Kramer as our Corporation Counsel, Chief Jim Seymour in our Fire Department, Jessica Gannis in Section 8, Tony Tracy in Finance, Bob Moran in the Assessor's Office, Kathy Montalvo from Parks and Recreation, Jonathan Samora in Nutrition in the Senior Program. Our new Parking Department, led by Deborah Petrowski, and our City Clerk Department, which will be led by Cassandra Redd after she is appointed tonight in our Common Council. Each of these individuals manages a department, but it is through their partnership with each other that they are able to successfully do all that they do for our great city. They manage some of the most incredible employees I have ever met. Our staff works hard. They are dedicated, they take pride in their work and pride in the city. And although they can face many challenges, they always get the job done. If you're an employee in the city of Peekskill, please stand. This is the most amazing group of public servants I have ever met, and thank you for your service. Next slide. Our city is growing, and homes are selling in Peekskill. Our assessor, Bob Moran, reports that the MLS, or the Multiple Listing Service, indicates that the median sale price of a single-family dwelling in Peekskill increased 11% from 2021 to 2022. The median sale price is $481,500. The median sale price for a 2 to 4 family dwelling increased by 6%. The median sale price for that type of home is $510,000. And the median price for condominiums increased 14%. The median sale price in 2022 was $366,000. The city's taxable section of the assessment roll increased by $8.5 million in the market value of 2022. This is evidence that people want to live in Peekskill. We have a 98 diversity score, and people are moving here because we are so diverse. Not only are we diverse in our population, but we are diverse in our business inventory as well. We have over 1,000 businesses that employ 7,000 to 8,000 workers and bring in $1 billion in sales revenue. With all of our great restaurants and entertainment and arts, it is no wonder that the hospitality industry is our #1 source of employment. For every business that gets up every day, puts the key in the lock, and declares himself open for business, thank you. You too are a piece of fabric that is tied together to create this state of the city. You could have chosen anywhere to locate your business, but you chose Peekskill, and we are grateful you did. Next slide. So let's get down to business. I want to take you through each of our departments and highlight what they do that adds to the fabric of our community and city. I'm going to start with finance because we all want to know where's the money, correct? Okay. Charts and graphs can be confusing, but our comptroller, Tony Tracy, has provided us with highlights. Our general fund balance in 2014 was $7.3 million. Today, our projected 2022 general fund balance is $21.8 million. In the times of COVID and economic challenges, how did we get here, you may ask? We got here due to careful monitoring, planning, and budgeting conservatively. A portion of the total fund balance is the unassigned fund balance, which has increased significantly as well. In 2014, we were at $497,000. Today, our projected 2022 unassigned balance is $7.8 million. This fund is used for covering unexpected expenses and used to maintain a lower tax levy and rate. In 2019, Moody's Investors Service upgraded the city's rating from A1 to AA3. We went from an upper medium grade to a high grade. This is important because it allows the city to borrow money at lower interest rates, which is key in an economy with rising rates. Our overall debt has decreased by $14.3 million since 2022. In 5 years, the sewer fund will pay off its last bond, and in 9 years, the water fund will pay off its last bond. I'd also like to point out that we had major revenue sources come in significantly higher than we conservatively budgeted for. Sales tax came in at $1.9 million above the budget. Transfer tax came in at $730,000, and mortgage tax came in at $442,000 above budget. I am excited to say that due to good financial management by our comptroller, city manager, department heads, and common council, there was no use of the budgeted appropriated fund balance in 2022. And the $2.4 million we received from the American Rescue Plan funding has not yet been expended. So as you can see, the city is financially strong. But that does not mean that you should call me tomorrow and ask for X, Y, and Z, because we are strong. Nor does it mean that department heads should reevaluate their budget lines and ask for all the items on their wish list that they didn't get at budget time. I can assure you the answer will still be no, because we as a team are thinking smart and planning and forecasting for the future to ensure that we stay strong and provide for the needs of our city long term. So thank you to Tony and the finance department for your hard work. We'll move on to the Department of Public Works. This department includes highway, sanitation, parks maintenance, vehicle maintenance, and building maintenance, all under the direction of Chris Gross. We realize that this department has a lot of moving parts. In an effort to streamline duties, we created a lead foreman position, which was filled by Greg Rich. Now, while this may be a new position, Greg is by no means new to the city. He has been with us for 30-plus years and knows DPW like none other. Chris, Greg, and Foreman Mark Fetzer and Aaron Wright, and every employee in that department keep our city moving. For cleaning our streets, repairing our lights, filling potholes, picking up garbage and cardboard, cleaning our parks, to making sure our city vehicles and city buildings are maintained, this department has us covered. When you call me and report a broken light or a dead animal in the street, uncollected garbage, etc., these are the people I call, and they always answer. There are not enough thank yous for all that you do. Some of this department's accomplishments for 2022, they repaired 103 streetlights since November of 2022. They removed dead trees, upgraded all parking meters to 4G, picked up 8,456 tons of garbage, 644 tons of cardboard, and 499 tons of Camingo. They worked on the Depew Park Capital Project. They completed reappointing of City Hall. Now, some of the above items may have been done by an outside vendor in the past. For example, we had been waiting for a vendor to fix many of the streetlights that were out in the city. Today, we are training and encouraging our staff to learn new jobs and be prepared for new opportunities as they become available. Not only is this important for the career path of the employee, but it makes the city more independent, so we do not have to rely on a vendor if we can do the work in-house. The Office of Corporation Counsel, led by Tim Kramer and Assistant Corporation Counsel Michael Hartman, has continued to assist all departments in a variety of legal issues and legal review of documents on an as-needed basis, and continues to meet with the departments regularly. Of note, the Corporation Counsel's Office began to meet regularly with the recently created Quality of Life Committee to help the Police Department, the Building Department, and DPW to provide assistance in improving the quality of life for residents and visitors of Peekskill in an effective and fair manner. The Corporation Counsel also assisted in negotiating new long-term union contracts with the Blue Collar Bargaining Unit and the Fire Department. Overall, the Office of Corporation Counsel has continued to provide sound legal advice to the various city departments and the Common Council, has defended the city in claims and litigation matters, and will continue to work towards long-term contracts with all labor unions in the city. Thank you for your guidance and keeping us on track. Our Water Department, led by David Rambo, and our recently appointed Assistant Water and Sewer Superintendent, Cornell Hammonds. This is another example of supporting employees in their career path so that they are ready for promotion when the opportunity arises. This department has been hard at work securing grants and acquiring equipment to get the job done. Here are some examples of their accomplishments and their 2023 plan. And next slide.
No, this
I'm
is
good? Okay. They were awarded a $3 million Water Infrastructure Improvement Act grant to begin addressing the city's water infrastructure needs. This money will be used to replace the 1922 water storage tank at 138 Benefield Avenue. The city will add $2 million to this amount and enlarge the scope to replace undersized water mains. They were awarded a $1,075,000 Water Infrastructure Improvement Act grant to address the city's sewer needs. Specifically, we will use this money to replace and rebuild our pumping stations that are located within the Hudson River flood zones. They were awarded $750,000 to upgrade the sewer infrastructure along Lower South Street and Louisa Street intersections. These improvements will open up the area for future growth. The department purchased a specialized valve installation tool that will allow staff to replace old broken valves and install a new valve in its place without interrupting water service to our customers. $3 million Water Infrastructure Improvement Act grant to begin addressing the city's water infrastructure. Did I say that? A drinking water source protection plan has been completed and approved by New York State Department of Environmental Conservation. This report is a specific roadmap that will be used to protect the watershed that surrounds our valuable drinking water supply. A new excavating machine was purchased to assist the staff when digging up a water main during a water break situation. This machine will lead to safer work sites and speed the overall repair and disruption to the area. Major design upgrades to the Hollowbrook Dam have been completed and construction will commence in 2023. An engineering report was completed for the Lower Wickapee Dam, and the engineering design upgrades to comply with new EPA standards will be completed in 2023. And working in partnership with an engineering firm to perform a hydraulic flow test of the city's fire hydrants. The information collected will allow us to calculate the locations which need to be upgraded. All water samples taken in 2022 met or exceeded drinking water standards. In addition, the Water and Sewer Department repaired 16 water breaks, replaced 8 fire hydrants, replaced 9 water valves, and installed 7 water valves. When you add these numbers up, we're close to $5 million in just grants. Doing this while protecting our water sources and repairing and maintaining our water mains, hydrants, and valves. Let me remind you that water main breaks are not scheduled incidents. But no matter when they occur or how long they take to fix, these employees are there and get the job done. I have seen them at work in the middle of the night, into the early morning hours, and they do it without a complaint. Thank you for your hard work and dedication. Our Section 8 department is led by Jessica Gannis, is in a department hard at work. As of year-end 2022, they had reached their mark of having 600 vouchers enrolled in the program. They continue to be a high-performing agency on the HUD Section 8 management assessment, and they have reached their goal of getting all of their files electronically scanned. They are currently planning activities for Fair Housing Month, which is April. The plan includes an informational session on how to apply for Section 8. Thank you to the Section 8 department. Police and Public Safety, led by Chief Leo Deluski, has been hard at work keeping our city safe. They have purchased 5 new police vehicles in 2022. One of the vehicles was purchased by auctioning off old vehicles and equipment, saving the city money. Over 2022, 5 new officers were hired, all of whom come from diverse backgrounds with invaluable knowledge. 2 officers were promoted to sergeant, utilizing their skills and ability to help guide new officers with our community-oriented policing philosophy. 2 sergeants were promoted to lieutenant. One of those promoted was the 3rd female lieutenant in the department's history. The police department expanded their programs in 2022. A sergeant was assigned to oversee the community policing unit on a full-time basis.
Your emails. You got an email? Huh? Right, check and see, because I got it in an email. Okay, sure.
Is that on the Zoom? Always technical difficulties. I can only say I'm glad I'm not behind the computer because it'd be worse. Far worse. Police and Public Safety, led by Chief Leo Deluski, has been hard at work. Over 2022, we went through that. Okay. The police department expanded their programs in 2022. A sergeant was assigned to oversee the community policing unit on a full-time basis. They brought back the GREAT program, which is the Gang Resistance Education and Training. They expanded the DARE program with new officers and continue to provide this service to the town of Cortland. The department held 4 Coffee with the Cops, 1 Coffee with the Chiefs, participated in many events at the schools in the youth borough, participated in National Night Out, resumed the Summer Police Youth Academy, and started Touch a Truck, which is now a multi-department city event. They expanded Trunk or Treat and coordinated and shared programs and resources with the Peekskill Fire Department. In terms of public safety, as like most municipalities across the United States and other parts of the world, The end of the pandemic has brought with it an increase in crime and illicit activity. Over 2022, the City of Peekskill Police Department met this challenge head-on. The men and women of the police department have continued to work hard at this task. Nearly all of our major incidents over the year have resulted in arrest of those involved, with some already pleading guilty. Violent crime is not the only issue that impacts our residents. Quality life is just as important. Throughout this past year, officers have stepped up and have found new and innovative ways to address these issues. This has included an increased interaction with the public, utilizing PWTs, also known as Park, Walk, and Talk. Initiating vehicle and traffic details in problem areas, including crosswalks, utilizing the crisis response team to try to get resources for those in need, and referring problem areas and businesses to other departments and agencies for assistance. The goals for the department in 2023 include purchasing 3 new vehicles, 1 being electric, continue filling vacant positions to bring the department back to pre-pandemic staffing levels, and promote lieutenants, sergeants, and detectives. They will collaborate with the school district to provide a youth academy and educational after-school curriculum through the LEAP program, collaborate with city staff to have the CCRB, Civilian Complaint Review Board, seated and trained. There will be over 40 hours of training for each member to ensure they are fully educated and equipped with the tools and knowledge they need to sit on that board. And they will collaborate with Westchester County and the Peekskill NAAC to hold a gun buyback event on April 22nd. Thank you, Chief, and to every officer on our force for all that you do for the city, keeping us safe every night, every day, and every hour. Now, I'm not quite sure why I put these 2 departments one after the other, because these chiefs might lead you to believe that they are in fierce competition with each other, when I know they actually like each other and support each other. But our fire department, led by Chief Jim Seymour, has a lot to boast about. In the chief's first year, the following has been accomplished. And let me remind you, I said in the chief's first year. Hired 2 new firefighters. He's hiring 2 additional firefighters in the next 2 weeks. Ordered 2 new apparatus, an engine and a ladder that will be delivered in 2025. Implemented new operations manual in 2022. There are currently approximately 50 department policies, with about 150 more to come in the coming months and years. There's 13 currently in draft and review stage. He took delivery of a new pickup utility vehicle, inventoried all equipment, declared old equipment as surplus, and right-sized equipment cache. Implemented new software for career scheduling and equipment inventory. New software has been ordered for fire reporting, personnel management, and volunteer service awards tracking. Revised the city code A601. Implemented turnout gear replacement program. Is in the process on a new radio repeater equipment at the new location of 150 Overlook Avenue, and received $25,000 in an equipment grant from Leary Firefighters Foundation. And with all that, responded to 2,353 calls. Thank you to the chief and our firefighters. You don't realize just what these men and women do until you see them in action, out of fire. And unfortunately, I've been on 2 fire scenes in our city. And from securing the scene, rescuing people, putting water on the fire, and everything else that they do, it's done professionally, in unison, and with heart. They run towards danger to take care of us. So thank you. Parks and Recreation. You've heard us talk over the past year or so about a $1 million grant for the Depew Park. I am so pleased to announce that bids have gone out. Not only have they gone out, they have a return date of this week, March 15th. The council is scheduled to approve the bids on March 20th, and construction will begin on or around April 26th. This project will upgrade the field to a multi-sport field, put a new all-weather track around the field, and convert the clay tennis court to 4 pickleball courts. This investment of upgrades will bring years of quality recreation space to our community. I'd like to say thank you to former Assemblywoman Sandy Gala for making that grant happen, and to Councilman Ramon Fernandez for pushing that so it got through. Our Parks and Recreation Department provides programs and events to be enjoyed by our residents, both young and old. This year, we can look forward to the following: Bicycle Sundays in Depew Park starting April 30th through October 29th, an annual parks cleanup on Saturday, April 22nd. This is an opportunity for community members, groups, and city employees to come together to help clean up all the parks in Peekskill on Earth Day. The Peekskill Rotary Cherry Blossom, the Pride in Peekskill, the 4th of July festivities, including concert at the riverfront and fireworks, the Ecuadorian Festival, a jazz festival, Touch a Truck, the Irish Festival, the rodeo, the Rotary County Fair. All of these events are happening. And Juneteenth, which is in our downtown, absolutely. Thank you, Ms. Brown, I heard you. We have a lot to look forward to in our city and in our parks this year. I encourage you to take part in these activities and experience all the beauty our parks offer and the spirit and sense of community exhibited by our residents and visitors. There's nothing like enjoying a concert on our beautiful waterfront with the sun setting behind the bandstand. Our Youth Bureau works every day to provide services to our youth, led by Ms. Tuesday McDonald. The Bureau held several events in 2022 to include Stop the Violence Youth Town Hall, Youth Voices Matter, a senior dance for our senior citizens, a WDAY Job Fair Day. They also collaborated with Westchester Car and Coffee and did a toy distribution. They joined with the Girl Scouts for an Engineering is Fun event, and with the Black Diamonds in a Lead by Example, Reverse the Trend event. Mrs. McDonald and the staff at the Youth Bureau advocate for our youth, bringing them programming that allows them to express themselves in a safe and caring environment. Thank you to the Youth Bureau and team for all you do. So there's a department in City Hall that I refer to as the go-to department, and that is the clerk's office. They direct phone calls, they direct traffic, they greet visitors, they give directions, and that's all before they do their job of actually record keeping. Not only do they handle the business of City Hall, but they do it with pride, professionalism, and spirit. Their office is decorated every holiday, and they make everyone feel welcome. I and our community appreciate all that you do. Our human resources is led by Joanna Duncan, and it is not only doing the traditional tasks associated with HR, like hiring, benefits, and et cetera, but she and the team are building teams. We are investing in our employees and providing employee recognition, employee appreciation days, offering training, and setting employee expectations. Our city is nothing without our employees. Our Nutrition and Senior Services is run by Jonathan Zamora, and his staff provide a nutrition and senior program like none other in Westchester County. From the delicious hot meals that can be eaten on premises or delivered to our seniors' homes, to the outings and shopping trips or the events and programs held at the center. Our seniors are an integral part of our community, and our city is devoted to making sure they have services they need and want. Thank you to Jonathan and their entire staff. Our building department, led by Nick Cesari, has been busy. The department has issued an increase in litter, trash, rubbish, and sanitation violations. The department has seen an increase in compliance with litter, trash, rubbish, and sanitation violations. There were 313 violations issued from July 2022 through February of 2023, of which 118 have complied, which is 38%, compared to the same time of last year, where 170 violations were issued, of which 40 complied, of only 24%. The department has continued to build a better relationship with property owners through education and better communication. The department has continued to work with other city services on all quality of life issues, and all of these efforts have made the city a cleaner and more appealing city. We have hired a full-time code enforcement officer and have also implemented the fire safety program that the Common Council passed last year. The department is finishing up phase 3 of 5 of the new Muni City software program implementation with a live start date scheduled for May 1st, 2023. The department is anticipating receiving their first of 2 EV vehicles in May of 2023. If you are in Peekskill, you can't help but notice all of the activity and building going on in the city. That brings us to the planning department, led by Gene Friedman. So the slide you see before you, we keep talking about DRI, DRI, DRI. Thank God the DRI is here. So this is Pugsley Park, and this is a rendition of what Pugsley Park will look like after the DRI work. Next slide. This is Monument Park, and again, this is a rendition of what it will look like with the DRI funds. This is Fleischman Piers. We are in the process of working to extend the pier and dig it deeper so that we can have larger vehicles come in, or boats, and build tourism. We've already had interest from boat companies wanting to come in, drop passengers off so they can experience the greatness of our waterfront in our city. So we're excited about getting this completed. This is our Paramount, which is part of the DRI. There's a $1 million grant for updates to the Paramount that we're looking forward to getting started. This is our Kylie Center that will be our Boys and Girls Club. We were help funded with the DRI and with Westchester County. Thank you, Ken Jenkins and County Executive. Next slide.
Just go ahead. It's
Okay.
delayed.
So this is on South Street near Requa. This is one of the DRI public art programs. These will go on to those panels that you see there. Today, we actually will be doing a resolution that will do an application with the DOT so that we can get this done. This was a community-inspired project, and it's going to be beautiful once it's installed. This is one of the art installments. There will be artwork lighting that goes from the riverfront up into the downtown and some places within the downtown. And this is an example of some of the things you can look forward to seeing as part of the DRI. So this is a list of projects. In the DRI grant, there was a $750,000 block of money, and these were the recipients based upon New York State's requirements. Next screen. So on your left is Charlie Who Cafe. That is the old building on the corner of Water Street and Hudson. That is going to be renovated to add an artist cafe with coffee, light fare, and art displays. The Peekskill Brewery is transforming its temporary outdoor space into a permanently operating four-season outdoor dining and entertainment venue. Next slide. Early Electrics is a studio for lighting down on Water Street. If you've not been there, I urge you to go. But they will be completing the authentic restoration of the historic building and improving energy efficiency by replacing 27 upper floor windows, their HVAC system, and re-roofing the building. 101, go back one, please. 101 South Division Street Partners, which we all lovely know as Peekskill Coffee House. Their replacement of the existing upper floor windows with new historic style windows to complete exterior restoration work on the building. They'll be installing solar film on the storefront windows and replacing the water heater. Next slide. Terra Dolce Bakery is right here on Main Street. They will be erecting a pergola planter, boxes and picnic tables outside their building, as you can see on the bottom, right on the side of the building. And the Hudson Valley Gateway Chamber of Commerce will be replacing their modern storefront and taking it back to the original historic design with new signage and lighting and improve the lobby area. Larry D'Amico, the artist, that is located on South Street. It has an addition of an outdoor art display area, workspaces, and sculpture garden and solar panel installation on the roof. And Whiskey River will expand their business with a patio at the rear of the building for outdoor dining, an installation of a vehicle barrier system fencing, and rear window and roof replacement and landscaping. So I want to talk a little bit about some development that we have going on here. So the top development, and I'm going to ask Jean if I'm correct, but that is on the corner of Grove and South Street, I'm correct? Okay. So that is a project that has started. On the bottom left, that is 216 South Division Street. That is completed and people are living there now. And the next one is at the corner of Union and South Street, that project is ready to go. It is for sale, but is a project that has already been approved and ready to go. I want to say, these are proposed development projects in the city of Peekskill, and I know the dots are small, but we have a various amount of developments in front of us in various stages. And as the city, we always have been open to development and have built more affordable housing than most other municipalities in our region. And yet, there's still not enough housing across our state. The lack of supply has led to increasing costs and rents. Our governor has taken a serious step in addressing this matter with the housing compact. While the compact needs some refining, it does provide local government with practical tools and financial incentives to craft housing plans that best fit our needs and circumstances. By using some of their incentives, we can help work with developers to create projects that fit the character of our city and be cost-effective for them. So we're looking forward to working with them to do that. So as you can see, we have enough to keep us busy this year. I'm sorry. I want to also talk about the wayfinding and marketing. So part of the DRI grant gave us a $500,000 grant. We have interviewed applicants who have put in requests for proposals. So we're waiting to see what that brings forth, and that project should be moving along shortly. Next slide. What is a kitchen incubator? So our economic development executive, Matthew Rudelkoff, has been working on this project tirelessly. And 701 Washington Street has now been approved for an incubator kitchen. So what this will be is 5 kitchens where growing businesses will have the opportunity to start their business. They'll learn about business. They'll have a place to cook and distribute from. And then as they become more proficient in their business, move on and give the next person an opportunity. And these are some renderings of what that will look like. This is Cosmos Fresh Market. Cosmos Fresh Market is owned by the Navarre family. They also own La Placita and Seatown in the downtown. This is a project that he had started, and he had come to the city and he was looking for funds from the IDA. And it was noted that this project was shovel ready. He had already invested in it, and it met the requirements of a New York State grant, where he was repurposing a building and bringing jobs and bringing fresh food, fresh meats, fresh produce to a desert on Washington Street that had no food. So he was the recipient of a $2 million grant to make this project happen. So we're looking forward to this. And the Blondry. So when we talk about people wanting to move to Peekskill, this is Azarius Bellamy, and she is the owner of the Blondry. And I don't know if anybody had the chance to see a week or so ago, she was on CBS News, and she shouted out Peekskill. She started in her home making blondies for her family, and last year she brought in over $500,000 in revenue making blondies, and she chose Peekskill as a place to open her business. So we are proud to have her here. If you have a sweet tooth, I encourage you to go and try it. You won't be disappointed. Okay. So now, as you can see, we have enough to keep us busy this year. But we have a strategy, which is to complete the city's demanding and impressive list of transformative projects by prioritizing resources and staff to ensure completion of existing projects, plan for and implement new projects that fit with the city vision for revitalization, and do what we need to do to maintain city facilities and services at a high level by protecting resources to ensure a constant stream of resources for maintenance of necessary services. We can only reach these goals by working as a team. We know that quality of life issues are important to our residents and must be addressed. We have brought our quality of life departments together to discuss and hold each other accountable on issues like fighting litter, fixing walkability issues, infrastructure, code enforcement, and improving the safety and cleanliness portions of the Peekskill's quality of life. We have brought together our safety departments and set up a team to discuss and hold each other accountable to go after the city's worst problems like on-the-job accidents, fire safety, policies, procedures, and inspections. And lastly, we have brought our parks, youth borough, and senior departments together to create a team to talk about our community service programs and to discuss and work on each department's programs. We are working hard with our community partners to put a program in place to work with our 18 to 24-year-old young adults who need direction and guidance in a safe space that they can call their own, where they can receive job training, mental health assistance, resume writing, or just a push of confidence to do better. We're also working to set up a reentry program in our community that will welcome individuals who have been released from incarceration and provide guidance and assistance in reacclimating back into society. For these individuals, they are also a piece of the fabric that make up our state of the city. Now, I want to circle back to the partners that I mentioned earlier. The city works on a budget, and a lot of programs and services we are able to offer come from private and public partnerships. We as a city are honored and lucky to have such partnerships. When a person tells me they are homeless, and asks how they can get into a shelter, I can pick up the phone and refer them to CHOP, right here in our own city. When a family doesn't have food that they can go to Food's Pantry or one of the many churches that provide food pantries on any given day of the week. We have churches who have taken it upon themselves to teach their parishioners about housing, how to buy the home, and importance of buying a home, and buying homes and renovating them to make sure that their folks have a place to live. We have a full-service medical provider in our downtown with an urgent care division that services any and everyone. They also partner with local groups and support the arts right in their facility. Thank you, Sun River Health. I can call the local community college, and I have, and tell them what our needs are, and they do everything they can to meet them. They recently put together a soft skills program for any of our employees in the city of Peekskill and our employers who want to send their employees to get training. So thank you to Sherry Mayo and Westchester Community College. I have a monthly meeting scheduled with our superintendent of schools, Dr. Mauricio, where we discuss what is going on in our respective organizations and figure out how we can help each other. If anyone knows, I am a proponent for our schools and our children. So I thank Dr. Mauricio for our partnership. Where do you find in your local community a hospital sponsoring a computer class for your senior citizens and then give them a laptop at the completion of the class? Here in Peekskill. Thank you, New York Presbyterian Hudson Valley Hospital, President Stacy Kirchhoff and Ellen Bloom. Where do you find an organization that provides free yoga to senior citizens, children with disabilities, and in our churches? Here in Peekskill. Thank you, Karen and Annette of Inner Being Yoga. How many people can call their elected officials and say, hey, I need some help here, and get the assistance we need? Thank you, County Executive George Latimer, Senator Pete Harcum, formerly Assemblywoman Sandy Galiff, former Congressman Mondaire Jones, and Senator Chuck Schumer. I can go on and on with examples of the pieces of fabric in this community that are sewn together to make up our state of the city. I conclude tonight by telling you, there is no question about it, our state of the city is strong, not only inside the doors of City Hall, but as a community that works together to ensure that we take care of one another. We will continue to grow smartly and for the benefit of everyone who lives here. We will continue to protect the integrity of the community as it exists while developing this city in a way that brings it to new levels. We will continue to celebrate the diversity of this city and treat it as it is, the asset it is. I thank you for being here tonight, and I thank you for being a piece of the fabric of the state of our city. Thank you. So unfortunately, we have to go into our council meeting. You are welcome to stay, but we have some business that we need to finish up. But again, I thank you all for being here tonight.